If I make par, he's got to make birdie to tie me.
By now you're playing not to lose instead of playing to win.
Son, you have to drop. I've been listening to you my whole life, and this is where it's got me.
The sad shot here is father walking away from son on the final hole.
You have got to be kidding me.
You hurt, son?
You know, I'm just going to put this out there here and say, I think that one day in Utopia would be enough for me to say, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Well, I was waiting for you to say boring.
Well, yeah.
Because this movie was boring.
If it's a true Utopia, sure, 7 days wouldn't be enough. But in backwater Utopia, Texas, with Robert Duvall teaching you how to play golf, yeah, one day is more than enough.
Yeah, the guy who can speak in nothing but aphorisms. You know?
Yeah, I'd rather be an ostrich sticking my fucking head in the dirt and leaving it there all day instead of like dealing with one day with a guy trying to teach me how to golf and try to be smart about it.
Yeah, he's trying to be Mr. Miyagi about it. But the thing is, this is us. We're talking about Lucas Black here, who's still kind of a dumbass. So these teachings are gold to him.
I know, right?
I just want to see a movie where Lucas Black just goes to school. Just make a whole movie premise about that. That'll be fun and interesting, more so than this film. Because I tell you what, immediately he gets on your goddamn nerves when you see him.
Hey, man, he must be smart. He learned how to paint pretty well in like an hour.
Oh, don't get me started on that scene.
But all right, so this is based on a book called Golf's Sacred Journeys, 7 Days at the Links of Utopia, which I guess is based on, like, loosely on something true.
Yeah, I got the feeling maybe it was a real guy. I mean, all I know is when we saw it, they had the whole Austin PGA come in and fill up the seats.
They did,
Oh, God,
and they
yeah.
had to be bored, too, because there's hardly any golf in this golf movie.
No, there's not. I was like, sacred journeys. Keep them sacred. Keep that shit to yourself, all right?
What you have in this story is Lucas Black playing a guy named Luke Chisholm, who is a PGA Tour golfer who apparently has a major freak out when he screws up on a hole and breaks his clubs and walks off the course and disappoints his father, who is a real dick.
Yeah. Well, and it's one of those things where it's such a slow news day that ESPN can't run it enough.
Yeah.
It's the clip of the week
They're-
or the month. They're getting as much mileage out of it as they can.
Man, ESPN, imagine what they have to deal with. I mean, like, you just watch CNN filling every orifice on a slow news day with the same shit they can figure out to fill. ESPN's like, I don't know, show that golf footage again.
I know. I was like, it makes you miss Tiger Woods when you see this guy. It's like, really? That's all that guy did was fuck up, and his daddy had to watch him fucking embarrass himself. Really? Can't you catch the guy like fucking a chick on the golf course or something while he's playing golf? Please.
I know. You think about how many football players are raping women on a weekly basis.
Well, they don't have
and
that
it's said
on
to be one of those
camera.
weeks where none of that happened.
They don't usually film that, though. At least
Not yet.
Yeah, those are in a vault somewhere.
It's only a matter of
Yeah.
time. ESPN's greatest rapings. The DVD's coming out next week.
So this guy majorly chokes.
Yeah, majorly chokes, like, just kind of loses his taste for everything. He's one of those guys, like, he's gotten to that point that he feels like, maybe I never even wanted to play golf at all. Maybe this was always my dad's idea. I don't even know anymore. So he drives out into West Texas, which is, I guess, what you do when you want to get your taste back for golf or, say, die.
Die. Yeah, I know, right? Just aimlessly driving around the desert of Texas.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you want to be vulture food.
You want to be Leatherface's next victim.
And
Yeah.
sure enough, he very shortly crashes into a homemade farmer's fence. Lucky enough,
Good way to get shot, by the way.
private redneck Buddha Robert Duvall, who takes him under his wing and says, "Well, it's going to take a while for that car to get fixed there. We might as well come into town," which to me is a warning sign. But he says, "Sure."
That's the opening of a horror movie if ever I saw one.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 3.
Yeah.
So he finds out Utopia, which once again, like if this was a horror movie, you'd be like, well, of course the town filled with serial killers would be called Utopia. But he comes into the
Can't be
town,
called hell.
Super quaint little hick village almost, and that where Robert Duvall runs and Melissa Leo runs a place that's sort of like a bed and breakfast type thing. Like, you just stay here and we'll take care of you. It's very shortly afterwards that it's revealed, because of ESPN's constant 24-hour coverage of his choking. Let's take a look at it from another angle. What is this, Buckwheat's death? that this is what happened, and the townspeople are kind of split about it. Like, there's some rednecks there, like, "Hey, buddy, we saw what you did.
You sure made an ass of yourself, city boy."
That little white ball smarter than you.
I'm just waiting now in the comments. It's not funny to make. Why are you always making fun of rednecks?
Well, because they're funny, boy.
But
They make me laugh.
so Duvall decides that he's going to teach him the spirituality of golf.
Saw you on TV. Gotta say, it was painful to watch. Try living it. Believe it or not, I have.
I believe it. I snooped around in your study.
Yeah. Well, I chased the tour for a while. Had my ups and downs. You want an observation? You were playing from back here, see? Tournament golf has to be played in front of you where the target is.
That's a new one.
You have the mechanics, you just don't know what it means to play the game in front of the ball.
I'm debating on picking up a club ever again.
Well, I have a proposition for you. Spend 7 days with me in Utopia. You'll find your game.
Hey, man, you know what? I feel like if you're a retired golf pro and a golf pro crashes on your property, just the fact that coincidence happened, you
Yeah.
have to teach him how to play.
I mean, even me, it was like,
You can substitute the word retired for retarded. And it still makes sense.
you know me. I'm not religious or anything. I don't look for deeper patterns and things like that, or like fate. But come on, that's fate.
Yeah.
You got to hand it to him. I'd probably do that too. But there came a point in the film where I wondered if he even was a golf pro at all, because it just seemed like he was just fucking with this guy. He's like, "I thought you were going to teach me how to play golf," but every time he's like, "Come on out. Here's what we're going to do." And instead of playing golf, he has him paint a picture,
Or go fishing.
or go fishing, or get in a plane and then turn the engine off midair on it.
Mr.
Oh
Miyagi.
God, what are we going to do?
Mr. Miyagi's watching the movie going, what the fuck?
At the end of the 7 days, it's like, "Well, boy, you ready to play golf?" It's like, "No, you didn't teach me shit."
He's like, kind of like their encounter is kind of like when Luke met Yoda.
Yeah.
Except, just like in that movie, I guess nothing really happened. He just ends up taking off.
Now, I'm going to be honest.
What about your training?
I'm going to be honest here. This movie's 99 minutes long, and about 70 minutes into it, I believe, is what I looked at in my watch, is when I finally said, you know what? This isn't going anywhere I haven't seen before, and I really hate it. I just hate it because it's so bland. Some people are going to say, "Oh, you just thought it was preachy because it's a Christian movie." The Christian part didn't bother me at all.
Actually, the Christian part actually started as soon as you left, because
I hear it got much worse.
I kept thinking was, fuck, I wish Cyrus were here so I could see him get irate and start like foaming at the mouth and going, every time God is or Jesus is said in the movie, for him to go.
Because before that, it's so bland, and they're talking about God, but it's so bland and meaningless, and just like, what does that have to do with anything?
Co-host, I had the exact same thought to myself. I was like, "Damn it! I wish he could have stayed just 2 more minutes so I could watch his head turn red, beat red."
I know. As soon
and
as
explode.
Jesus came down from heaven and brought his golf clubs,
because
and started just like, making holes. Oh man, dude, you would have been so pissed.
Because you're right. You know, I mean, these characters is like, okay, they're religious characters, and it gets brought up, especially like one of the sort of conflicts is that like the one really hot redhead in town. I forget her name, but I know she's on True Blood.
Deborah Ann Wool.
Yeah,
Wool?
yeah. So she's kind of like, she's cozying up to him, and she's kind of like teasing him, like, "Oh, maybe I want a boyfriend. I think you're kind of cute. Oh, but I'm saying, it's not God's plan for us to make out just yet. Oh, but if you stay a while." But I got to be faithful to God. It's kind of like, oh damn it, you were giving me blue balls here.
I got Satan's plan. It says we need to fuck like
I've always
that.
like, look deep inside yourself. What is God telling you to do? God's telling you to get busy.
But it's one of those where you go like, hey, you know what? If this character's being true to who she is, that's fine. But yeah, right after you left, his salvation in golf comes from him going to church. It's a whole like whereas before they were kind of stroking you on the back of the head, just like, think about going to church. At that point, they just slap you in the face like, get your ass in this church. He has to go into the church to reach his golf achievement.
Be good with God, who of course is, and God is just the patron saint of golf. There's no lesser one.
I would have had the same effect if I went to church and a cross actually fell on my head. That's kind of what it felt like. And I ain't got nothing about Christian. You believe whatever the fuck you want to. I don't give a rat's ass. But with this movie, I was like, okay, stop already. I mean, honestly, I was like, is this guy going to bust out with his golf club and they're all going to be shaped like a cross to where he uses it with actually Jesus on him? Jesus telling him actually how he should shoot, or what do you do? How you should swing your golf club?
I would use a 5-iron, my son.
I wonder if Tyler Perry produced it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know what? Even Tyler Perry might have got up and walked out at that point. But this is too much.
But you know what? Tyler Perry would have made it interesting. That fucking girl that you're talking about, she would have been beaten up by her ex-boyfriend who's still looking to beat her ass. I mean, it would have been way more interesting than what they gave us here, which, I mean, wow, this isn't even worthy enough to be a Lifetime movie. It is so dull, uninspired. You just don't care. And I mean, you can go outside and watch the sunset, and that'll be more exciting than this film.
It just feels so arbitrary, the things that it's going about trying to teach spiritual lessons. It's like, if you actually want to do that, like use metaphor and things of life to say, oh, this is like golf, I get that. But the film unsuccessfully as hell does that. It's like, we just pulled shit out of our ass and went, sure, that's like golf, why not?
If you want to be inspired, go fucking watch Caddyshack with Bill Murray. And with him and the priest, they go out there and they play golf. That's what this movie should have been.
Changed my life when that priest got struck by that lightning bolt.
It almost makes me wonder if somebody heard me bitching about them using Will Smith as a magical Negro in Bagger Vance and said, like, well, instead we'll get a white guy. How about that? It's like, yeah, but
you really don't pay attention.
You clearly didn't hear what I was saying. Yeah, it's not a Lifetime movie. It's a Hallmark Channel movie.
Oh yeah,
where it just completely goes through the motions and doesn't do anything special, and you're just like, wow. If you were watching this, if you rented it and were watching it, and you felt at all hungry, you would get up, go to the kitchen, make yourself a snack, and you would never pause it. You just leave it going, come sit back down, and you know exactly what happened. And it ain't like what you missed because you didn't miss anything. It just kind of goes through it till it just plays through to the end. And
I stayed. Okay. I stayed till the end because for some reason I was telling myself, this is part of the job. This is part of the job. I just got to take it up the ass because it's part of the job. And boy, did I did. But yeah, I honestly, I was looking around the theater because I'm like, okay, this movie is not catered towards me.
No.
And I looked at the
there
audience.
Were no Mexicans in it.
No. Oh, not at all. No. I mean, honestly, I was waiting for Cheech to show up. Cheech and Don Johnson to show up. Yeah, I was waiting for that dynamic duo to show up on the golf course so I can have something to relate to. But no, that didn't happen.
They had Kevin Costner and Don Johnson and Bill Murray and Chevy Chase from Caddyshack. Like them having like ghost images like at the end of Return of the Jedi.
I mean,
fuck. That might have made it.
Yeah, I was waiting for an escalator to pop up out of nowhere and have like fucking Rodney Dangerfield come down and go, co-host, I'm here to entertain you.
Or just Jesus to show up, go, why do you think I give a shit about golf? They're hungry people.
Oh no, but this movie, did we give our ratings?
No, we did not. But you make.
All right, I am going to give this movie some old bullshit, only because that's exactly what it was throughout this whole film. If this is based on a book, it's embarrassing. And the worst thing about it is the ending. The ending, I don't even give a fuck. The ending, you actually have to go on the internet to see what the ending is. Where it might as well have been. I mean, at the end of the movie, at the end credits, it says, if you want to know how it ended, go to so-and-so whogivesafuck.com and see it there. And I'm like, you know what? Why don't you just fucking put up "You Got Milk" with a question mark? Just throw that ending on there too while you're at it. All right.
I love a movie where I can't spoil the ending because there isn't one.
Yeah, there's no fucking ending, and I think somewhere in the movie industry that should be like a crime. I'm sorry.
Well, it's so blatant way to make a little bit extra money by sending them their site where they'll have advertisers and like probably Jesus material. You know, you might as well have just had a commercial before you got to that point. And that's like, but first, a word from Pepsi and Don.
This almost reminded me of a Hell House experience where you go through all this crazy shit, even though the Hell Houses are more entertaining than this whole fucking movie. But I was honestly waiting for a priest to be outside, waiting to take me inside of a tent so they can educate me about the power of Jesus. But that didn't happen. I honestly would have preferred it because it would have been maybe a little bit worth my time so I can have a great story. But no, it is some bullshit.
What about you, Leon? You liked it a little better than that, didn't you?
Well,
Tell them what you did,
Leon.
Leon.
Would like it a little bit better than that, but
tell them what you did.
It's one of those movies where I wasn't angry while I was watching. I was just fucking bored, and just if I was angry about anything, I was like kind of like, how dare you guys? If it didn't have Robert Duvall in it, I wouldn't have paid it any mind. But you get Robert Duvall, you got Melissa Leo, and then you had Robert Duvall and Lucas Black work together on, I forgot the movie with Bill Murray, but the last time the three of them worked together on that movie, loved it so much. I was like, well, maybe they team up again because they really dug it. But and it comes down to, it's like, wow, what a colossal waste of time that goes along blandly and limps to a terrible non-ending. And if Cyrus is going to come clean, I'm going to come clean too. I didn't walk out when he did, but I didn't stay much longer because it was like after the church scene, I was like, wow, you guys took a huge dip. Mm-hmm. And now let's see where you're going to go. And we come to the cliche grand finale. Bye-bye. So,
I know, and I was like, hey, where you going?
I know. Yeah.
You can't leave me here by myself.
I almost felt bad about leaving you there by yourself, but I was teaching you one of those Robert Duvall lessons about when it's time to go.
Oh, really?
Next week, I'm going to take you painting and then fishing and then roller skating. And then you'll have this whole critics thing down.
Yeah, when you only saw one set of footprints, that was when I went to go get a hot dog.
But
I was like, fuck this movie. I left early.
Yeah, I'm not giving it a fuck you, but it's some old bullshit.
Yeah, I can't give it a fuck you because when I left, it was just kind of like, I was almost forgetting that I was even watching a movie. It was so bland, so forgettable. It didn't make me angry. Of course, it may have if I had stuck around for the part that you were just telling me about there, Coz. But it didn't. Watching, I was just like, God damn, I can't even. My eyes are unfocusing. Like it's saying, you obviously want to go to sleep. No, brain, I'm trying to watch a movie. No, you're trying to go to sleep. No, I swear. So I'm not going to give it a fuck you, although maybe I should. But no, it is some old bullshit if ever there was. This is like barely worth acknowledging. I'll be surprised if this plays in more than like 8 theaters, quite honestly.
I don't think it'll play in any theaters, actually, after watching it. I mean, it seemed like, man, you guys, this looks like a straight-to-DVD movie if I ever did see one.
It looks like something that somebody would take and go like, we can't really release it to the public, but we can take it to golf clubs around the country, to every city's PGA association.
I'd like to take a golf club to this movie.
That would make perfect sense. I mean, I'm still waiting for Rodney Dangerfield to come down from that fucking escalator and go, hey, let's party.
You have to see it. Feel it. Trust it. Flying's a lot like golf.
You said fly fishing was.
Just give it a shot.
Reminds me of someone else I used to know.
That he does. Time to wrap it up, son.
Now playing.
Well, you don't have to prove anything to me, Luke, because I'm not your father.
You don't know anything about my dad.
Freedom's a powerful force.
But I don't think that your coming here was an accident.